Welcome back to Tanya in 5. Today we study chapter 11. Having established in chapter 9 the struggle between the desires of the godly soul and the mind to attach the entirety of the man's experience to God, and the animal soul beginning in the heart, who desires for the entirety of the human experience to be self-motivated. And in chapter 10, we explained and explored this very rare level of success in which the person becomes a tzaddik, one whose very urges and desires themselves are naturally motivated to serve God. And we explained two subtle levels within that: one whose love is that of delighting in and basking in the glory of God, and the other one whose love is like a burning flame that wants to get closer to God. Now in chapter 11, the Alter Rebbe discusses the Rasha, the wicked one. And here too, there are two levels. But first, it's important to understand that the word wicked in Tanya, the word Rasha, does not mean, as we would commonly think of, a despicable, despised man. But rather, a Rasha means simply one whose animal soul is capable of causing him to act, to speak, or to think in some way that is sinful and forbidden by Torah law. That's the definition of a Rasha. And therefore there are two levels. One who 99.9% of his thought, speech, and action is only for God. And once a year, he is capable of thinking something that is forbidden by Torah law. Not that he's thinking to do something that's forbidden by Torah law, but somehow the thought itself is forbidden by Torah law. Then that moment, that fact that he is capable of thinking something that is a sin, renders him wicked, a Rasha, because his animal soul is strong enough to be able to convince him to think, speak, or do something that is not in accord with Torah and God's instruction. You have somebody else who 99% of their behaviors is sinful. But every now and again, after they sin, they look at themselves and say, maybe I should change my ways. Maybe I should stop sinning so much. And then they go back to sinning. But by the fact that they had that thought, maybe I should serve God, maybe I should stop sinning, that means their godly soul is active enough to bring a conscious thought, maybe I should serve God. And therefore, both of these people are in the same category of a wicked who is not completely wicked, a Rasha who is not a complete Rasha. Because both of these people have the capacity for their godly soul to affect their thought, speech, and action, and the animal soul to affect their thought, speech, and action. For one person, it's 99% godly and only 1% animal soul, and for the other person, it's 99% animal soul and 1% godly. But both of them are in the same category of Rasha, yes, but incomplete Rasha, because their godly soul is still consciously active in their thought, speech, and action. Then you have another level of wicked, the complete wicked, the Rasha Gomor, the complete wicked man, who even the thought, maybe I should change my ways, never occurs to this person. This person is so far gone that they never have a conscious thought, maybe I should get better, maybe I should start to serve God. And then the Alter Rebbe concludes the chapter as follows. Even this person, who is so far gone that they never have a conscious thought, maybe I should change my ways, even that person remains a Jew. And in their subconscious, the godly soul is still there. The takeaway from all of this is two things. Number one, remember, even the smallest sin, which might seem insignificant, nonetheless renders me a wicked person, a Rasha, because I'm willfully engaging in something that God says not to, whether in thought, speech, or action. On the other hand, I'm to remember that as far gone as I might have gone, to the point where I don't even have a conscious thought for God, I still remain a Jew. Looking forward to seeing you when we conclude chapter 12.